Gate, we're going to continue our conversation. Just want to remind everybody, Kanata's in the kitchen coming up for our next segment, but we do have time for another segment of phone calls, so we'll go right down the line, try to take as many as we can. Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. Thank you for holding. Hello, go ahead. Turn your TV down, please. Going once?
Hello, you can hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling regarding the lady about all the people stealing air conditioners.
All right.
And all that boils down to is all these single moms say they don't know who the father is to their kids or whatever. That's the ones going out stealing all this stuff.
Why is that? What's the connection?
Why is that? Because you got all these single mothers, all right, that's on Medicaid, welfare, food stamps, right? And like they want to cut the Medicare and the Social Security off for the old people.
Okay.
What they need to do is do some background checks on all these single mothers that got kids in school that miss 3-4 days of school a week. Bring them to the doctor for a doctor excuse so they ain't got to get into the court system. That's what they need to do.
And so you think that that's a result of those people, you know, then having to go make money other means by doing illegal things?
It all falls down to the same thing. That's what it amounts to.
Well, and you know, you raise a point because you say single mother, okay? There are a lot of single moms out there who work hard and who work harder than some men. And you know, women work just as hard, they're just as capable in this society nowadays. But, you know, if it's a single mom and a single mom, where's the responsibility of that dad? I mean, shouldn't it, what happened to that dad? Now, obviously, if he's died or something, that's one thing. But, you know, shouldn't the dad or the father have some responsibility in this as well?
Well, he's out there on the street selling drugs.
Well, and that's a problem. So maybe it's not necessarily the woman's problem, but it's the lack of the responsibility of the father.
They got some women, yeah, I agree, they work hard and provide for the kids, but they got some that they in the drugs. They got 2 or 3 children, and don't worry about sending them to school. And then when they get this notice from school, they got to bring them to the doctor, and nothing wrong with the kid to get these false excuses, so they ain't got to go to court.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see a lot of that.
That's what the federal government needs to step into at.
Okay.
And check into that stuff.
Well, and to quote the previous caller who said, you know, although you can try to regulate it, you just can't regulate honesty and irresponsibility.
You sure can, Jason.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate your time. I had to throw that one out.
All right, very good call. All right, if you agree or disagree, let's hear from you. Hello, welcome to Bayou Time.
Hello?
Hi, yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes, hi, Jason. It's funny, I was on hold waiting to remark about one of the previous callers that was talking about food stamps and support and such. And this guy really kind of hit it on the head, too. I am a single mom.
All right.
I am on Medicaid, and my boys are on food stamps. My boys are 13 and 15. They don't miss school unless they're seriously ill. In fact, I tell them, don't call me from school unless you're bleeding or you're not breathing or you're unconscious because you're going to school.
Good for you.
I actually chose to stay home to raise them to make sure they learn all the rights and the wrongs, the yes ma'am, the no ma'am, the please and thank you that too many children don't know these days. Their father is pretty much vacant in their lives.
Well, that's the problem.
He had one daughter before them. I have these 2, and he's gone on with his wife to have 5 more children. The youngest of which just made a year old just over a couple of weeks ago, and she's pregnant again. So I understand the single mom thing. If you're doing your job and you're paying attention, single moms make great parents. We can even fill in oftentimes for the role of the dad. Like I used to be a mechanic, so I will teach my boys how to do things like that. But single moms that take their job seriously are not the problem. They need to put a cap on how many benefits you can get. Regardless of the number of children, there needs to be a cutoff rate so that you can't continue to get more and more benefits just because you keep having more children.
Okay. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right. And, you know, I think she's, you know, hit the nail on the head there. You know, it's not just the mom, it's the irresponsible father who may not be in the children's life anymore, that may lead that child down the wrong path, which could lead to what you see behind us, crime that's going on. Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. Go ahead, please.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, doing fine.
I'd like to make 2 comments, man. I'd like to
Go ahead.
see how the Congress is in office all these weeks and everything, pulling overtime, trying to debate this thing that we got going on. And they was getting paid more money because they was working weekends and late nights and everything.
That's a good point.
They need, instead of cutting these old people who worked all their life to pay Social Security and everything like that, they need to cut them Congress people's checks, because they the ones making themselves work overtime, or they can't pass something because the Democrats and the Republicans can't agree. Well, if they can't agree for it, we shouldn't have to pay for their time because they had a disagreement. They playing with our money.
That's
I pay
well
almost
stated.
$500 a week in taxes, man, and my grandma's worried that she won't get her Social Security because, like that lady said, all these deadbeat parents and everything, they want to open their legs and have kids, but yet they knowing that these dudes, they sleeping when they living with their mama, they selling drugs or whatever, you know. They want to get mad when they don't want to pay child support and take responsibility, you know. I take care of my son. I work so my old lady don't have to work, you know. And if these chicks want to have kids, and they putting these dudes in jail for child support and everything, jail ain't going to do nothing. They can't make no money in jail, you know. Instead of having all these state projects that's costing millions of dollars, you see these dudes working for the state, 5, 6 of them out there, and only one of them's working. They should get the inmates to do the state work that needs to be done, because they have more than capable enough inmates out there that's sitting there not doing nothing that we paying for, that could be out there doing the state work. You know what I mean?
And that's a good point. And I think that's something we need to commend our local sheriff's departments, because you'll see a lot of inmate labor going on around the community, whether it's just picking up trash. You'll see the sheriff's lending trustees, and again, those are non-violent criminals that they usually put out in the public. But you make an excellent point.
I see a couple of my friends, they don't want to pay child support, so they'll quit their job just so they don't have to pay child support. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's sad. And another comment I would like to make is that man said, oh, it's all these single mothers. They got these dudes lying to these girls to get whatever they want out of them, and next thing you know, they get pregnant and everything like that. And sometimes it's not the woman's fault. They thinking they with a good dude, and the dude get what they want, and then they don't want to mess with them no more. And now they having all these kids. And the lady was right. They need to put a cap on these benefits, because, man, I see people all the time going to Rouse's and Canadas with food stamps with like 5 or 6 kids, got $500 necklaces on, have their whole hands full of diamond rings and everything, and we paying for that. I'm tired of seeing all these dope dealers and everything in HUD houses, and the people that really need it can't get it because all these lazy people, 18, 19 years old, on food stamps, and probably going to be on food stamps for 5, 10 years,
I think you said it best. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right, we appreciate it. And we thank all the callers tonight. Unfortunately, we're about out of time for the call-in segment, as we have to turn it over to the Canadas in the Kitchen. I'm sorry, I was getting tongue-tied there. I couldn't remember what it was called. Canadas in the Kitchen coming up next. We thank all the callers. We'll continue with this topic in the future. And again, we appreciate all the calls.